is a layered potato and eggplant casserole. It is delicious, and it's definitely a beautiful side dish, but it's fantastic and hearty enough to be an entree as well. So what I did with the potato is I just wanted to use a little bit of potato. So for a casserole that would feed 6 adult portions for an entree size, or 10 to 12 as a side dish, 10 small pieces, I used only 4 medium potatoes. What I do is I cut the potatoes about a 1/4 inch thick, and I parboil them in salted water for just 4 or 5 minutes. Then cold shock them and drain them completely. You need them dry before you add them to the oil. Now, for both the eggplant and the potatoes, I took about a cup of olive oil with a sprig of rosemary and a clove of garlic. Heat that gently so that the oil will infuse with those flavors. Then I take the eggplant, I salt the eggplant about a 1/4 inch thick as well, salt it with a little bit of sea salt or kosher salt, and let it drain on a little paper towel or kitchen towel so it doesn't absorb too much oil. Then brush these guys. You're gonna need 2 baking trays to make 1 small casserole. Brush these guys on both sides with a little of that oil. I have the oven hot to 425 degrees just for roasting the eggplant, not the casserole itself. It's a great make-ahead meal, incidentally. You're going to put 1 rack in the upper third of the oven, 1 rack in the lower third of the oven. The eggplant slices will cook roughly 20 to 25 minutes. You're gonna flip the eggplant once, flip the slices once, and switch the shelves once. So the guy in the bottom comes up on top and vice versa, about midway, so after about 10 or 12 minutes. Then you're gonna let the roasted eggplant cool so you can handle it. Meanwhile, you take your parboiled potatoes that are nice and dry so the oil doesn't spatter. You take some more of your infused oil, heat it up in a skillet. I use my big oval skillet here, but just pick the largest skillet you have. And you're going to brown them until just crisp on both sides. Should only take a couple minutes on each side. While all of that's working, the sauce base is over here. So in here, guys, I have onion, garlic, a little bit of celery, and a little bit of carrot for sweetness. That's cooked out until the vegetables just get tender, and I do that over medium heat in a nice heavy pot with the lid on. When the vegetables start to get nice and tender, I add 1 can of San Marzano tomatoes, add this to the pot, season it up with a little salt and pepper, and add a few leaves of torn sweet basil, and let the sauce cook 20 minutes uncovered to thicken it up a little and break down the tomatoes. The sauce, you know, and this is a great trick if you're trying to get your kids to eat more vegetables, put them in tomato sauce. It's a great hiding place for lots of great nutrition. You can grind up any vegetables you like. This sauce has finely chopped carrots, celery, onion, garlic. I put in a little fresh chili as well. You sweat the vegetables out till they're tender, add the Italian tomatoes, let those cook down for 20 minutes. I've already done half of our layering. On the bottom, there's sauce. Then you shingle in your roasted eggplant, which just has a light brush of olive oil that we roasted in a 425 oven. I do 2 shingles of that, and then I shingle across just a little bit of potato, nice crispy potatoes. Then dot the top with a little more sauce. Then you cover it with just a little bit more of the fresh mozzarella. I know I got you guys. It's like, you had me in mozzarella. Little parm. Now this meal is done. This is a terrific make-ahead. It can keep in the fridge or the freezer. The night you want to serve, bring it back to room temperature and bake it at 350 until it's nice and brown and bubbly on top. You need to, just like with a lasagna, let this set a few minutes when you first take it out of the oven. Would you like a side of eggplant?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.